Imagine standing beside a burning funeral pyre. Flames rise as people gather around the body of a dead man. Beside him sits his wife, ready to burn with her husband. For centuries in parts of India, this practice was known as Sati, the act of a widow burning on her husband's funeral pyre. But how did such a practice emerge? Was it rooted in religion, or shaped by social pressure over time? To understand Sati, we can begin with the origin of the word itself. The term comes from Hindu mythology and is associated with the goddess Sati, the wife of Lord Shiva. According to legend, Sati immolated herself after her father insulted her husband. But in this story, her act is a personal response, not a model for widows to follow. Over time, the meaning of Sati shifted from an act of personal devotion to social pressure, a duty imposed by society without consent. In some communities, this idea evolved into expectation. Yet early Hindu scriptures do not clearly prescribe the practice. Some texts, including works like Manusmriti, contain verses that encourage widows to return to life after the funeral. If religion did not strictly require sati, why did it develop? The answer lies largely in social conditions. In many traditional societies, a woman's status was closely tied to her husband. When he died, her position often changed dramatically. Widows could face strict limitations. They were discouraged from remarrying, expected to live in isolation, and with such conditions, death could be framed as more honorable than a life of hardship. Over time, narratives began to glorify those who performed sati. In some medieval warrior communities, the act became associated with honor and loyalty. During periods of conflict, practices like Jauhar emerged, where groups of women chose death over capture. These stories spread through oral traditions, poetry, and folklore, gradually transforming a rare act into a symbolic ideal. But historical records suggest that not all instances were voluntary. Many widows faced intense social pressure. Some were persuaded, coerced, or forced. By the early 19th century, the practice had become visible enough in certain regions, particularly Bengal, that officials began documenting cases. Opposition to sati grew from within Indian society itself. One of its most prominent critics was Raja Ram Mohan Roy. After witnessing a sati within his own family, Roy began examining religious texts and argued that the practice had no true scriptural basis. Through writing and advocacy, he challenged its legitimacy and called for reform. His efforts contributed to a broader movement questioning the practice. In 1829, under the administration of Lord William Bentinck, a regulation formally banned sati, declaring it illegal and punishable as a criminal act. Although some opposed the law, it remained in force. Over time, the practice declined, yet it did not disappear entirely. In 1987, a widely reported case in Rajasthan reignited public debate and led to stricter laws, prohibiting not only the act itself, but also its glorification. Today, sati is largely regarded as a historical practice, but its legacy raises a broader question. How do social norms evolve to the point where harmful practices can be seen as honorable? And what beliefs today might future generations question in the same way?